IVM. Hey guys, welcome to the Positively Unlimited podcast. For those of you who haven't noticed or haven't realized, this is the second episode that's coming out this week. Yes, that's what's been happening for the last few weeks. We've been releasing 2 episodes on this podcast, Positively Unlimited. And this cycle of A to Z that I have started since episode 125 is all about relationships. Well, I hope you tuned in to the episode that came out day before yesterday, which was all about goals. Because you might need it for this episode. For those of you who tuned into that previous episode, you will know what I mean when I'm saying that our parents led linear lives. And for those of you who tuned into this one directly, well, what I mean is that for them, there was a set way of living life. They completed their education, they got married, they had 2 kids, they bought a house, they bought a car, they educated their kids, they got the kids married, and then they enjoyed life with their grandkids, and that was that. It was a very set way of living life. However, our generation has way more options, way more opportunities, and our generation is way more demanding. Well, this is not something new. This is how every generation moves on. Every generation levels up as the world grows and the world expands. In a way, it's almost as if it's the law of nature. But here's what's happened to the rules of a relationship and the roles we play in a relationship because of this expansion. It's an expansion of life choices. It's an expansion of opportunities that we get in life. It's an expansion of our capacity. It's an expansion of our consciousness. This means that when we choose a life partner or when we become somebody's life partner, we cannot play the role the way our parents did. And we cannot just be present in that relationship for love and romance and companionship. The universe is demanding that all of us bring to the table a higher love, that we stand up and show up for our relationships, holding this massive mirror, showing our partner exactly what's going on in their life and become a catalyst for change in their life. Now, many of us have been trying to play this role of catalyst for a long time. But we've been doing it incorrectly and we've been doing it with the wrong intention. What do I mean by that? How many times have you heard somebody in a relationship, or maybe even you in a relationship, have said that your partner does not listen to anything that you are saying? That you are right, your partner knows you are right, but they're too stubborn and they don't want to listen. Even when you are telling them something that is for their good, they don't want to listen. That kind of showing up is about control, is about importance, is about wanting to be the center of your partner's life, is about your sense of self being fulfilled when your partner listens to you and trusts you and considers you to be their main person. That is not the kind of catalyst I'm asking you to be. And that is not what the universe means when it calls us to show up and to be present in our relationships. We are all demanding more in our relationship. Girls want a guy who is going to be able to balance work and life and be able to give them the kind of love, attention, sense of desire that they deserve. They aren't settling. Guys want a woman who can balance work and personal life in a way where she can be this new age woman who has her own mind and is ambitious, but at the same time, also play by the old rules when needed by taking care of the family and being there for loved ones. But above these cliched pieces, we are also demanding that our partners, whether man or woman, show up and be there with us, walking with us side by side in everything. We want to have deep, meaningful conversations. We want to share pieces of our life. We want to travel the world and have adventures together. But at this point of time, all of these things that I'm talking about, so many of us are just living this on a superficial level. It's only about the next holiday, and it's only about what the next plan is to do together, what is the next activity to do together. And most of the times, there isn't a concrete vision. That's what I spoke about in the last episode. So if you haven't heard that, go tune in to that right after this. In today's episode, higher love, what am I talking about? Every now and then, at this point of time, we need to teach each other how to love each other all over again, because the old rules are no longer working for us. So as a woman, we need to communicate to the man on how he needs to change his ways when it comes to loving us. And as a man, he needs to communicate to us women to tell us where we are going wrong and what we need to change and how we need to show up for them. A lot of times, bringing in a higher love into your relationship means you hold up the mirror for your partner to realize how and where they need to evolve. What are the old patterns that they need to break? Similarly, we also hold space for our partner when they are going through this phase, when they are going through that transition, when they are putting in the work. When I have a client who approaches me and says that I've been married for so many years and it's a good marriage on the face of it, however, there are things that my partner does which blocks our ability to be intimate with each other emotionally. When I'm told by clients that we've been married for so many years, and on the face of it, it seems like a good marriage. However, I know that these are the 5 ways in which I am being unfair to my partner. These are the 5 ways in which I am doing wrong towards my partner. Well, that's when the partner also needs to show up and hold space for this person to change. However, because the partner is stuck in their own drama and the 5 things that they are doing wrong, both are stuck in a downward spiral. Love isn't supposed to be all cushy and all beautiful. Sometimes it has to rear its ugly side too. Why? Because both partners need to show that side and call each other out on it. But hey, calling each other out on something means embracing conflict. And how many of us really want to embrace that conflict? How many of us really want to stand there and demand a change? At this point, you might want to make a note that you want to go back to this series and listen to the episode called Fighting Fair and the episode called Drama. If you are in a relationship where you have been tolerating a certain kind of behavior for many years, it is time to stand up and throw light upon that behavior. It is time to call your partner out on it, because it is your responsibility to hold up the mirror for your partner. Let me also say this. When you hold up the mirror to your partner, make sure that you are looking in the mirror towards your inner self as well. Let me also say this. When you are holding up the mirror to your partner, make sure that you have taken a good look in the mirror and worked on your inner self also. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a partner, or rather one person of a relationship. I cannot tell you how many times I've had someone come to me for a session or sessions talking about how their partner needs to change. And when we start working on them and start changing their conscious behaviors, within months, the partner steps up and presents himself or herself ready and willing to change. Bringing a higher love into your relationship means working on yourself. And once you work on yourself, through that path, you make it possible for your partner to trust you, to rely on you, and to listen to you. So a few minutes ago, when I spoke about how we are trying to be important in the relationship, how we are trying to become indisposable in the relationship, and that's the wrong way to do it, well, here's the right way to do it. Invest in yourself. Begin to make the changes in your behaviors that you need to. Work through the dramas that are causing the conflicts in your relationships, and then create space for your partner to look at you as an example and follow you down this path of growth and evolution. Bringing a higher love into your relationship means leading the path, lighting up the path for both of you as individuals, as two souls to evolve. It is about breaking free of old conditioning, old rules, and calling out each other on what is imbalanced, on what is no longer serving your relationship any purpose. On this note, I'm going to sign out of here, but not without giving you a reminder that all previous episodes are on the IVM website as well as app. Make sure you download it. And you can reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is IVM Podcasts. Also, if you want to reach out to me, message me on Instagram. My handle is Positivity Angel. On that note, I hope you guys enjoyed the 2 episodes of this week, and I will catch you again next week.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I want to remind our Tamil-speaking audience about the new show from Kadai Podcast. The previous season was Punyan Selvan. The new show that we're doing is Sivakamyan Sabata. Kavita Jiva, who's the host of the show, basically what she does is she retells these old classics in a modern idiom. I think you'll really enjoy that. Quickly running through some of the other guests that we had this week. Luke Coutinho showed up on Cyrus Says, where he and Cyrus had a great conversation about fitness and all things related to that. Rahul Dacuna was on Gauri Devi Dayal's show. This rounds on me. Again, great conversation around brands and things like that. Maruk Inayat had Kaveri Banzai on her show to discuss Sushant Singh Rajput's death and the effect it's going to have on Bollywood as it goes forward. Archana Vora, who is a director of small and medium businesses at Facebook, she was on Advertising is Dead, talking about the kinds of work that Facebook is doing with smaller businesses. And remember, Edges and Sledges continues its fan series. Do definitely check that out. And last, one final thing, that Cock and Bull this week was really interesting. Cyrus, Kunal Vijayakar, Gauri Devidayal, and myself spoke quite a bit about the restaurant industry and the challenges that they're facing in this pandemic. So do definitely check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Are you looking for India's most awesome cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by 3 fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IVM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from 3 different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IVM Network.